Every seller wants to maximize their profit. The logical instinct is to price high, leave room to negotiate, and assume the price can be lowered later. But in a competitive real estate market, this approach is self-defeating. Pricing decisions often start with emotional attachment rather than market data. Sellers frequently believe their home is uniquely special, or they assume that every buyer will start with a lowball offer. They anchor their expectations to a neighbor's ambitious listing or calculate a price based solely on what they need to buy their next property. But the market operates independently of a seller's personal feelings or financial requirements. Buyers determine value through active comparison, weighing a listing against every other available home in their price bracket. When a price is set as an emotional defense rather than a reflection of market reality, it becomes the most expensive mistake a seller can make. Correctly priced homes in the Fremont and Tri-City areas are moving with incredible speed. In the Fremont market in mid-2026, median homes are $1.76 million, closing at 104% of list in just 11 days. Union City reflects similar trends, $1.34 million, selling at 103% in 13 days. Accurate pricing invites competition, driving final numbers above asking. This dynamic is illustrated by the pricing pyramid. The widest base represents true market value, concentrating the largest pool of motivated buyers. As price moves toward the narrow tip, the buyer pool shrinks. Overpricing forces your home to compete against objectively better properties, isolating the listing. An inflated price kills competition before it can start, and without that initial pool of buyers, there is no one to drive the final sale price upward. A new listing receives a burst of attention that cannot be replicated. In the first 2 weeks, automated alerts ping every buyer with a safe search, and agents with waiting clients schedule immediate showings. Overpricing wastes this window of high activity. By the time the seller adjusts the price, motivated buyers have moved on to newer listings, leaving a much smaller audience. Buyers track days on market to gauge a property's desirability. When a listing sits for 40 days, extends to 50, or hits 60, it acquires a stigma. Buyers assume there is a hidden problem, even if the only issue was the initial price. This leads to the price cut spiral. Repeatedly lowering the price signals seller anxiety. Instead of attracting offers, it encourages buyers to wait for the next inevitable reduction. As weeks pass, negotiating power transfers from the seller to the buyer. The seller is no longer leading the market. They are chasing it. Consider a $1.4 million home. The seller lists at $1.49 million for negotiating room. It sits 67 days, takes 2 price cuts, and sells for $1.42 million. Launched near $1.4 million, that same home likely draws multiple offers and closes above asking within 2 weeks. And the true cost of overpricing includes 67 days of carrying costs, mortgage payments, property taxes, insurance, and utilities. In this scenario, the seller ended up losing roughly $92,000 compared to a clean, competitive launch. There's also the risk of an appraisal gap. Even if a buyer agrees to an inflated price, the lender's formal appraisal may still come in at market value. This can cause the deal to collapse or force the seller to lower the price to match the bank's valuation. An artificially high price tag often becomes the most expensive number in the transaction, sabotaging the seller's ability to capture the market's full potential. Effective pricing is built on a comparative market analysis using recently closed sales of similar home. It ignores active listings that may be overpriced and focuses on what buyers have actually paid. This strategy involves weighting data from the last 90 days, applying current list to sale ratios, and launching the home only when it is fully staged and professionally photographed to maximize those first 2 weeks of traffic. A list price set at or slightly below current value creates immediate urgency. When multiple buyers see the same value at the same time, the dynamic shifts from a negotiation between one seller and one buyer to a competition between peers. To avoid losing the home to another party, buyers stop negotiating for a discount and start bidding against one another. That competition pushes the final sale price toward the absolute top of the market's range. This is exactly the kind of strategy I build for every seller I represent. I'm Harv Balu, Realtor with Realty Experts, serving Fremont, Union City, Milpitas, Newark, and the Greater Bay Area. If you're thinking about selling, or you just want to know what your home would realistically command in today's market, I'll give you a free no obligation home valuation built on real comps and a real pricing strategy. Call or text me at 510-600-3425 or email homes@harvrealtor.com. Price it right and let the market do the rest.